Welcome everybody to episode number 26 of the Third Sun Gaming Podcast. I'm your host Tyler, joined by three people, soon to be two. So, but I'm your host Tyler, joined as always by starting with Mike. Like, let's start with you. How are you doing this week?
Your esteemed colleague.
Joined by Mike. Mike, how you doing?
Steam something.
Let's see here, Tyler. I feel like a penguin in heat. Nature is beautiful.
All right. Super. That's great to know. Also joining us this week, as always, from the Great White North is Graham. Graham, how are you?
Doing good. Nursing a bit of a hangover in the Great White North, but other than that, life is good.
Well, it's winter. There's nothing else to really do up there because Maple Leafs are already eliminated. So it's, But Graham and I are going to have an outstanding
We're
story.
battling out on Wednesday, so we'll see.
Graham and I have a story later that is going to be outstanding. So, also joining us, Eugene from Arkansas. How are you doing today?
Hello, guys. A little bit tired. I almost fell off my roof today. I was putting up Christmas lights and
good.
shit.
Well, at least
Yeah,
it's
so
Now, did you go like Clark Griswold on it?
Yeah, I was gonna say the national.
I almost did.
yourself.
No, like the ground. Like I was going up my ladder and ground. We got a lot of rain this weekend, so ground gave up from underneath me and like almost flipped over. So it is almost a Griswold moment.
Yeah, I gotta watch that movie sometime
That's a
soon.
great movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
Best Christmas movie ever.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yes,
Die
it
Hard is. Die Hard is the best Christmas movie
Which
ever.
one?
Die Hard.
Yeah, if you want to classify it as a Christmas movie, then yes.
It is a Christmas movie. I'll argue it.
It kind of is.
It's pretty good, but
it kind of is. Two totally different, polar opposites, but both
I have
good.
a PSA for everybody out there.
What's that?
Well, a friend of mine's mother was starting to become paranoid delusional. And the first sign is that she would not allow the channel to be changed from the Hallmark channel the entire 2 months of November and December so she could watch every single Christmas thing that came on.
Wow.
So if you have a loved one or a friend who does that, seek help.
Okay. Good to know. Good tip. So you can join in. After that, I don't know why you'd want to, but you can join in the conversation by following us on Twitter at Third Sun Gaming, all one word, THIRDSUN Gaming. You can send us mail. Send us questions, comments, feedback. Mail at thirdsungaming.com, or you can go to the website, thirdsungaming.com, jump into the forums, and take part in the conversation there. So with that, let's jump into the news this week. We had the PlayStation Experience this weekend, which kind of a big deal.
Tons of great news.
Yeah, a lot of great news came out. We're only going to touch on a couple of things, but I know at least Eugene have a couple other things you want to touch on from there that you were pretty excited about. But let's kick off with arguably the biggest news of the week. I think this is kind of like Red Dead 2. We all knew it was coming. It was just waiting to hear. Mm-hmm. The Last of Us Part 2 officially announced at PS Experience this weekend. And this game, they said that it's not coming out anytime real soon. So I would circle maybe fall 2018 for this game.
Oh, yeah, 2018, definitely. Maybe even 19.
Maybe 19.
Even like spring 19.
Yep. Naughty Dog's known for taking their time. So
that's okay, though.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for them. It's take all the time you need because whenever they put out a game, it's pretty good. So, Eugene, I know you're the one who played all the way through the first one. And I bought it on Black Friday. I plan on playing through it, but how excited are you for this?
I'm very excited, and I'm a huge fan of Naughty Dog, big fan of the Uncharted series, and The Last of Us, when it first came out, I got on launch, and just whenever I played it, I was just obsessed with it, just from the gameplay to the story. If you've never played that game, you need to pick up Last of Us Remastered. I think you can get like on CD keys. Get the CD key for only like $10 for PS4. Yeah. Super cheap. But definitely worth playing. And I was, whenever I saw the trailer and saw it pop up on the screen, I was just I just got up and started screaming and dancing. I was super excited about it. It's a fantastic game, and they do need to take their time with it. And Naughty Dog, they're not going to mess up a game. It's going to be Game of the Year, whatever year it comes out. I'm going to guess it's going to be late 2018 or even Q1, Q2, 2019, which is fine.
Yeah.
um, which I wasn't even expecting a
It'll,
reveal.
it'll still be up before Kojima's game, so
Huh.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
But
Kojima 2020, 2021 for his game.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. It looks like Ellie is going to be the main character in it.
yes.
Somebody pops up in the trailer, and we're assuming it's Joel, but I don't know if it's Joel. I
Mm,
don't think Joel's alive in this game.
mm,
Honestly, just kind of looking ahead of the way Naughty Dog does things. But she's adult. She looks like maybe she's. I think they said she's 19 actually. Whenever they did a little Q&A
mm-hmm.
with the developers, and um, so it'll star Ellie, which is awesome. Um, but I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to jump back into
Yeah.
that world
I
and
mean,
uh, get obsessed with it again.
yeah. I mean, this is a big follow up too because you're not only following up a game of the year, but arguably the greatest game of last generation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you're there's some big shoes to fill here, and I'm sure they'll deliver. But take your time. I'm with you on that. Just get it right, and when we get it, we'll have a lot of fun with it. So that's the biggest news that came out. Up next, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite announced, due out in 2017 for the PS4. Mike, I know you played a lot of this series. What are your thoughts?
I'm getting irritated that it's not coming out on the Xbox. I mean, what's the
Uh-huh.
deal with that?
Well, these deals happen. But I mean, looking at the series overall, I mean, kind of cool to get a new iteration, and
Well,
you know,
yeah, but I mean, but look at it this way. When I was growing up and I was in high school, we were playing Street Fighter 2 at the liquor store or whatever it may be. A lot of fun. Um, with past girlfriend, I would play with her and her kid Marvel vs. Capcom 2 all the time on the 360, and I loved it, and it was a lot of fun to, play it with them and stuff. And this stuff of like Street Fighter 5 being on the PS4 and not being on the Xbox is kind of like, why? Because
yeah,
it's a global game. It's not supposed to be um, you know, one just for one system. I don't understand it at all. But what I will say is that yesterday I was watching the Street Fighter 5 finals, the Capcom Cup,
mm,
and I saw something that I did not expect to see, which was really neat. There was a woman who was playing in it named Nikki Martinez. I believe that was her name. Nikki Sanchez, something like that. Doesn't matter. She was ripping up the floor with people. I mean, just destroying worlds. She knocked off the guy who won it the last 2 years in like no time flat. And
mm,
unfortunately, the last round, she lost the best out of three to the top guy in the winning bracket and came in second.
mm.
But it was really cool to see a chick up there and knocking it out of the park and stuff like that. But I would really love to play Street Fighter 5, but I don't want to buy a PS4 for it. You
Yeah,
know?
I
I
mean,
hear you.
it'll be out on the one soon. I mean, once they release, Ultimate, Street Fighter 5 or whatever, or Super Street Fighter 5 or whatever, it'll be on the Xbox One.
Yeah,
Um,
my guess is this will be a timed exclusive, like Tomb Raider was. So
Well, I
we'll see
mean,
it eventually.
dude, the game has been out for months and months and months now. One would think that they would make it a little less exclusive because there's a lot of people who like those fighters.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. And
Mortal
that, and
Kombat.
that's where I come from with games like MLB The Show. I wish it was on both consoles,
Yeah,
but it's
but I could
not.
still
Mm,
understand that one. But this one is something that appeals to the masses more than MLB. You know.
I
yeah.
I think though that Capcom, just being a Japanese company that they are, they want to appeal to the Asian community. And if you go
Yeah.
online and play Super Street Fighter 5, that's all who's playing online. Everyone's from Japan,
Yeah.
so I think that might have a lot to do with it. But it wouldn't hurt too much to have a side by side release. I don't understand why, but I'm sure they have some dealings behind the
Oh,
scenes
I'm sure.
with Sony, uh, to where it comes out on PlayStation first.
Yeah.
And it's Sony's home turf, so they're going to get those kind of deals with those companies. So it is what it is. But good for PS4 players. Get a good fighter game coming up and sometime next year. I would assume we'll see it summer fall of next year. So good for them. Moving on. Sticking with PS4. Pre-orders for the Last Guardian game. I'm actually really excited for. Planning to be picking up here really soon. Have exceeded Sony's expectations. Anybody on that, Eugene? What do you think?
I don't know what their expectations were for pre-order.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
there
didn't get
there's
any
there's a
details.
I mean I have a huge feeling it releases on Tuesday.
Yep.
I have a huge feeling it's gonna be a big flop. I think the embargo, the review embargo, lifts tomorrow, and
Okay.
I can just anticipate that it's not going to do well. They've just been working on it too long. I mean, it's going on what 11, 12 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, this game's been in production for a long time.
That's ridiculous.
they're never gonna make their money back on it. I mean, they would have to sell 15, 20 million copies to break even, more than likely, as much money as they invested in it. But so I don't know what their expectations were, but I pre-ordered the collector's edition, and I'm not even hoping for it to come at my door on Tuesday, because I just know something's gonna go wrong where it's postponed, kind of like um, I forgot what came out. No Man's Sky, their
Yeah.
collectors.
Oh,
I
boy.
think there's still some people not getting their collector's edition on it, just because they popped up on the manufacturing on it. So I'm sure something's
Wow.
going to go wrong to where I don't get my game, and then I may even just end up canceling it based on reviews. But I'm excited for them. I hope it's successful. Don't get me wrong, but I just have a gut feeling that it's just going to flop. I mean, I love Team Eco. I loved Eco. I love Shadow of the Colossus. I played it back in the day on PS2. Um, and then I replayed the HD collection whenever it came out. Um, so I don't know what their expectations were exactly, but they would have to sell a lot of copies just to break
Oh
even.
yeah. So let me ask you this: do you think it'll be a flop because of just all of the expectations after 10 years,
Expectations are
or
going to be high for it. I mean,
yeah,
and I know we're going to talk about it later, but Final Fantasy met those expectations.
Hmm.
They had the same development cycle,
yep,
about 10-year development cycle. And they did like what did they release? Last year or the year before they released another Final Fantasy.
yeah,
That was supposed to be Final Fantasy 15, but they turned it around into Type Zero. That's what it was. They turned it
yep,
into Type Zero. So at least they had that game in between in the development cycle. But yeah, expectations are going to be high. I mean, but people are hyped for it. People are excited for it. I think people are going to buy it regardless. It's kind of like Knack, and I know Knack was on the list of things we're going to talk
yeah,
about for PSX, but Knack 2 is coming out,
yeah,
and the only reason it's coming out because the first Knack was so successful, and it
yep,
wasn't successful is because it was good. It's because it was a launch title that people were excited about. So
Mhm.
there will be some sales for the Last Guardian, but it's not going to break even. I can foresee in the future a bunch of layoffs coming from that development team,
yeah. That
more than likely.
that wouldn't surprise me. I think this game's going to sell incredibly well though because PS4 players are so starved for exclusives.
Right, but I
Right.
mean, I can see like Uncharted 4, uh, its release week, I think sold about 2.5 million copies. I
Yep.
don't see that from Last Guardian, not for
No.
a $60 game. I mean, I can already tell it's going to be a 4 to 6 hour game. It's not gonna, be a huge game. Of course, there's no multiplayer. Who knows what kind of replay value it's going to have because
Yep.
Eco and Colossus, not a lot of replay value in there. You play it once, great experience. You don't want to play it again. So
Right.
I think there's going to be a lot of people turning in their copies back into GameStop. Um, so I think it's going to hinder their sales a lot. But there's no way if they're hoping for Final Fantasy 15 type sales, it's not going to happen.
No, and we're going to get into that in a second. But
Yeah,
so
it's,
you're
Hey,
it's not going to happen. But
yeah.
I'm excited for it. I hope it does great, just because that I support Sony, and that development team has just struggled so much trying to get that game out, and they've just year after year after year just struggled getting it out. So I hope it's somewhat of a success for them.
Yeah.
you know what? Completely off topic from this actual game, but you were talking about exclusives. You know what I would like Sony to do to bring back another game that would be an exclusive would be you guys remember the Medieval series?
Oh yeah, and people still talk about that and want a remake from that.
Mhm.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun. They could easily pop out a new one of those. People would buy it up like nothing.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you're
all.
right. All right. Up next, Battlefield 1 dominated digital sales for the month of October. It takes a little longer to get digital sales numbers than it does physical. But as far as digital sales go, Battlefield 1 dominated October. No real surprise there, but the disappointing thing is the next piece that Titanfall 2 its first month revenue was less than 30% of the original game. Now, this is shocking because the first game only released on the Xbox One, not on both consoles, and two, the just the adoption base of people who own these next gen consoles in the spring of 2014 was it's a lot less than it is now. So I don't know. I really enjoy the game, Mike. I know you had some thoughts. What are your thoughts on why this is the case?
Well, first of all, Battlefield 1 coming out a week before did not help matters.
Yeah.
That was kind of a really really bad move for Titanfall 2.
Now I have a question.
Hold on.
Does the okay, go.
What I was going to say is that I think there are a lot of people out there like me who focus on one shooter at a time and want to be really good at that one.
Yeah.
So flipping back and forth is not an attractive thing to me. So it's like, all right, well, I'll shelf Titanfall 2 for now and go play Battlefield 1 till I'm sick of it. What were you going to say, Eugene?
Does the digital sales for Battlefield 1 include the pack-in with the Xbox One, with the Xbox One S?
I think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think that contributed a lot to it, but
Yeah.
just going back to what Mike was saying,
Yeah.
it didn't help that came out Titanfall came out a week after Battlefield 1. That didn't help it at all.
And
No.
Yeah.
the real shame in this is that it's the same publisher.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
EA. They're both EA.
I know.
Yeah,
What
you're
is
right.
wrong with this? I mean, like Titanfall 2, Battlefield is going to be a behemoth when it comes out.
Yeah.
And any Battlefield that has a number behind it
Yep.
is going to be a behemoth game when it comes out.
Yeah, we said
So-
back in E3 that this was going to be an issue, and
Yeah.
turns
Yeah.
out it is.
It is.
Like, me personally, I bought both of them, but besides for the campaign of Titanfall 2, I regret buying Titanfall 2 because as far as first-person shooters, I wasn't going to put my time in on Battlefield 1. So
Right.
I feel like there's other people who feel the same way. So
Yep.
they're going to put their time on Battlefield 1, and maybe they'll do the campaign for Titanfall 2. But as far as online, I think Battlefield 1 will continue to dominate.
Well, don't
I-
regret it yet, because I have a funny feeling that even though it wasn't in the vault for the 10-day early access, it will end up in the vault, in months and months away, and then it'll get a resurgence of life, and then, it'll probably be a split player base at that point.
And remember, Titanfall 2, you're getting free map updates. You're getting everything free, DLC wise. So this game's going to have a long life to it. I'll tell you, last night I played Titanfall 2 for, I don't know, a couple hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. Played with Raz, actually, in our community for a little bit. And then I jumped into Battlefield 1 for a while. And they're so different, it doesn't bother me. But I'm normally, Mike, I'm with you. Like, I one shooter at a time.
Yeah.
And that's why Call of Duty's kind of been pushed out for me in previous years.
And I don't know if this is in the news, but Battlefield 1 is going to have a free update in December.
Yeah, I don't have that in there, but no. Right.
Yeah, and like
So-
after we watched the Game Awards,
Oh.
or I saw that Doom done so well, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go buy it right now and play it. But I'm like, wait a minute, this is another first-person shooter. I'm not going to put my time into it. So I just
It's a great game
that.
though. I mean, if you like Wolfenstein, then Doom's totally worth buying. But
Yeah.
I think a lot. I mean, Titanfall 2, their sales weren't horrible. It's just that they did 30% less than the first Titanfall, and I think a lot of that.
No. Not 30% less.
30% of.
Less than 30% of the first.
Oh, okay. So, but
Yeah.
still, what I was getting at was there's a lot of hype for the first Titanfall because it was Respawn's first game.
Yep.
After the team left Call of Duty and they're making so there's a lot of support just for the developers there, and that still is that is a tiny number, but I even think with the first Titanfall is a pack-in game. With the 360, was it not?
No, Xbox One.
With the one when it first came.
It was.
I think it's one of the first bundles that came out. So
Yeah, you're right.
A lot with the sales. I mean, a lot of people had a lot of hype for it, just because everyone that came from Infinite Ward went over to Respawn. So I think that a lot of support from that community, and that's one reason why it did so well the first round.
It's kind of a growing theme too, because Watch Dogs 2 also saw the same results compared,
Yeah, but Watch Dogs 2 sucks compared to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It got an 8.5. It got rated higher.
No, I
than
mean so
Final
I see what Mike's saying, Graham. That I don't know that that's. I see what you're saying. I don't know if it's a totally fair comparison because the Titanfall series is so far superior to Watch Dogs
Well, yeah,
in
but I
its
mean, like,
quality that
it's
it's
a new concept though. Like the
yeah.
first one, like Watch Dogs. I think that's why it did so good
What?
because it was such a great concept of
Mhm.
you can control everything, but then it was a complete failure and flop, right? But people
Yep.
just wanted something like new and try it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't believe that Watch Dogs was anything better than a garage sale GTA 5 or with being able to look through cameras and do stuff on a cell phone. You
Yeah.
know?
That's kind of
But
what it turned out to
that
be.
was their
Yeah.
pushing point though, right? That you can
Yeah.
control everything with this
Yeah.
device in your hand.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but that's not
back
what it ended up being.
No, no,
also
no,
And
for sure.
also one more thing on Titanfall 2. I'm hearing from the masses that one of the biggest complaints is that it's too easy to kill people in Titanfall 2 because it's got a massive aim assist, unlike Battlefield 1.
I
I
don't
I
think
thought
I have
Online, I did
that
notice
problem.
that it almost feels like you're playing a hardcore mode online. Yeah, just because of that.
yeah, I'll agree with that. Like there is like I said, I played both last night, and when I went into Battlefield One, I got my ass handed to me in the first game
Mm-hmm.
I actually played
because
hardcore and did
yeah,
better.
because of the aim assist in Titanfall gets your mind
Yeah.
working a certain way,
Yep.
you know. So yeah, I can go with that, but it's so much fun, man. It's just there's so much stuff you can do. They're two totally different games, but shame on EA for releasing these games in back-to-back weeks. This is
Yeah.
the exact same thing that doomed, like Sunset Overdrive, which Mike, is a game I hold near and dear.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Should marry
like,
it.
yeah, but if that game had come out in like February, it would have been a great seller.
Mm-hmm.
But you release it in October, and what do you expect?
Yeah, they
You
Yeah.
definitely
know,
could have waited for sure.
I mean,
They
Titan
could
the
have waited
first.
till after Christmas, and they would have done fantastic.
Do you guys
Yeah,
remember the
yeah,
month? Do you guys remember when the first Titanfall came out?
Was
yes.
it November-ish?
I was
No,
in school.
it was
No,
March.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
It was March of 2014. So why not let Battlefield have the fall? Like I said, Battlefield's going to be a behemoth no matter what.
yeah. You're
And
never
then
gonna
you
be able
got
to battle it.
and then you got Call of Duty 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So let them have the fall because Battlefield can go up against Call of Duty and be successful. Titanfall
Yeah.
can't. So give Titanfall March or February. Big deal. So what's coming out in February? Halo Wars 2.
Horizon.
Like, yeah, Horizon and For Honor. None of
And
those
maybe
games,
Mass Effect Andromeda.
maybe, but we don't know.
No, give me a break.
But
No.
We'll see.
the
Great.
three that we know aren't anything like Titanfall.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let it have that.
So you think you're gonna learn from this?
No, because they haven't so far.
Because they're dumbasses.
Yeah, they don't learn from anything else. They think their game's so awesome, and it is awesome. The game is great, but I don't know why they think that people have so much expendable income when they
Or
don't.
it's not even income either; it's time as well.
Yeah, it's
Because
time.
if you want to be best at all these games, you got to put in a lot of time to like prestige and like each one. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
counting tons and tons of hours.
Not
But
to not to
yeah,
mention the beta, because the beta tended to sour a lot of people
it
because,
did. Me
and then they
included.
changed it back to the way it was in Titanfall 1, so that didn't help anything.
Because I remember saying on a previous episode, back when the beta was going on, or the tech test, or whatever the hell they called it, that if I hadn't already pre-ordered it, I'd be thinking about it. Because I pre-ordered Titanfall 2 immediately.
Uh,
But and then I played the tech test, and I wasn't sure. And
yeah.
now I got the final game, and it isn't Titanfall 1 again. It's not. It has advances, it has different things. It's a different game,
Yeah.
and it's a better game in my opinion. But it's still super fun. I just think that put these games out in like February or March where they can really just own it and be successful rather than having to put them up against these like colossal heavyweights.
I
Yeah.
mean, if
And let's
if
hope.
EA was going to do anything, they should have pushed for Titanfall 2 to be in with a bundle with Xbox One instead of
Yeah.
Battlefield, because Battlefield's going to sell regardless
Yeah.
of if it's a pack-in or not. So
Yep.
if they wanted some sales for Titanfall 2, they should have made a pack-in for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. But anybody out there, if you don't have Titanfall 2 yet, don't let these numbers scare you. It is a fantastic game. It's
Yes,
a
for
lot
sure.
of fun, and even online, it's a ton of fun. Just get it, play it. You won't regret it. So, moving on, Square Enix, and Eugene will come back to
Unix.
you here or whatever. Enix. All right, fine. Announced
Enix.
that that
And
Final Fantasy 15 It is the fastest selling game in the franchise, shipping 5 million total units on day one. Now, Eugene, before I turn it over to you, that means they shipped 5 million units to retailers, not actually sold 5 million units, but that number does include digital sales. So go ahead. What do you think?
Right. So, you know, no contest there. I mean, this is a fantastic game. If you guys haven't played it yet, if you like RPGs, if you like fantasy action RPGs, and this is the way to go. Um, it's amazing. I was blown away when I first turned it on and picked up the controller. I probably put in about 10 hours yesterday. Playing the game, it is a fantastic game, and there's a lot of hype for it. Almost the same thing with The Last Guardian. A long dev cycle. They did, originally planned Type Zero was supposed to be Final Fantasy 15, and they took that out and just turned in Type Zero, and then continued on with a new story with a new crew. But I mean, compared to Call of Duty, and I know that these are just shipping numbers, but Call of Duty only did half of that worldwide. I was
Wow.
looking at some numbers earlier. So they did double of what Call of Duty did worldwide. And not only was this the fastest selling Final Fantasy game, but it's also in Japan. It's in Asia, in the Asian market, it's the fastest selling game of all time in its time frame. So it broke that record as well, not only just with the Final Fantasy title, but a game title in Asia. So it
Wow.
also got the record. So I'm very happy for them. I mean, it's a very long dev cycle. I do know that I was reading an article online earlier as well. They have to sell 10 million copies to break even, and I don't think that's going to be an issue
No,
at
I
all.
don't either.
I mean, I think they're gonna probably they'll meet that number before the end of the year, maybe, and then anything past that is all gravy. So
Yep.
I'm really happy for them. And if you guys haven't played this game, we'll talk about it a little bit more later when we talk about what games we've been playing. But it's a fantastic game, and it's totally worth the title of having that the fastest selling Final Fantasy game.
I'll,
Well,
yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
saying, not to stomp on your praise or whatever, but I've been watching some reviews and people are like, it's not hooking them into the game. Like it's nothing as great as what you're saying.
So
And
I
they're
mean,
saying the camera really sucks in it too, which it's a shame. Like it's something you think you could get right.
So yeah, the reviews aren't great. I think it's averaging about 85 on Metacritic right now.
Yeah, that's about
It's
right.
still good, but it's not a 9 or a 9.5 like Uncharted or anything like that. But it definitely is a lot better than the way I saw Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 14 was all online, so I'm excited to jump back into it. But there's a few issues with the combat system with the camera angling. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's nothing game breaking. I think the issue is a lot of people are falling into the hype, and they try to make a game for the masses. Try to appeal to the masses with the
Mhm.
new game style. It's more action oriented. It's not turn based at all. It's all hack and slash. It still has a whole lot of RPG elements, but they're definitely you can see that they're trying to appeal to the masses, trying to turn it in a little bit more. I don't want to say Western RPG, but just a lot more action involved.
Sure.
Yeah,
Take
yeah,
away
yeah.
from the traditional Japanese turnstile RPG. They took that out, so
But do they
uh,
really need to do this with like the fan base they have? Like
they really do. Just the
If you want to sell
even
10 million copies, you do.
right. Not that many copies you do, because if it was still a turn-based style game, it would not make those numbers. It'd probably only sell 1 or 2 million copies total overall if they
wow.
kept like that same turn-style battle system. It just doesn't appeal to anybody anymore. It's long, it's drawn out, and they Japan still makes tons of uh, turn-based RPGs, but they just don't sell because the fan base is there, and they do have a dedicated fan base, but they're going to sell less than a million copies of any game that they make like that. Um, but yeah, there's a little bit of negative criticism, but I think it comes from mainly the people that are new to the franchise. They're expecting this awesome game. They've heard about Final Fantasy, and they've tried to jump in the franchise. But as somebody that's loved and known the franchise, it's definitely very new and definitely intuitive, and I can sell him. I can see him selling a lot more copies of it.
So Eugene,
Mike,
so what I took from this is In order to play video games, step one, acquire wife. Step two, find somebody or somehow get her impregnated. Step three, play games for 10 hours a day for 8 months. And then step four, give up on life and sell video game machinery.
Pretty much.
All
Pretty
right.
much. I suppose
Make
so.
sure I got the
If that works for you, Mike, then
full scope of what you were trying to say there, because everything after that was just white noise.
uh-huh. Whatever works for you, Mike.
All right, so pro tip apparently.
Yeah.
Um, so last up, or no, two more. Sorry. EA states that we won't see a new entry in the Battlefield series for at least a couple years, probably longer.
Mm-hmm.
Company wants to focus on Star Wars Battlefront. Mike, what are your thoughts?
Wait a minute. Before I go any further, it's more of a compliment than anything, Eugene. Because if you can ask Tyler, when I was together with one of my exes, I would tell Tyler I shouldn't have any problem with me playing video games at all. And for the longest time, it was like that. And then all of a sudden, what are you doing? Why are you always playing a video game for? Don't you want to do something else? What are you doing?
Now,
You know,
now, don't
let's.
get me wrong. Like, because my girlfriend does have a little bit of problem. Like, she loves video games. Like, she has a little bit of problem with me, investing a lot of time, like with like Gears of War. She hates watching me play Gears of War. She hates watching me play Battlefield or Titanfall. But uh, whenever I play a game like Uncharted, or whenever I play a game like The Last of Us or Final Fantasy, she
Ah,
gets consumed by it too. I mean, it's like
something
watching a movie
story
for her.
driven that's not
It's
that
something
same
story
thing.
driven
So,
and entertaining. I can get away with playing it all night long, just because she enjoys watching me play it. But I can't say the same thing for playing Gears of War all day, or for playing Titanfall all day. Yeah, I wouldn't get away with that. So I see your point, but
Right,
Well, I've
um,
been
lucky
saying for a
you.
long time that
Lucky
video
you.
games are interactive movies. So,
right.
like,
they are.
I can see how anybody can enjoy watching somebody play certain games, like a Tomb Raider or Uncharted.
Yep.
But yeah, if you're just running around, just mowing people down and just shooting them, like, that's not that exciting for someone to watch.
Mm-mm.
No.
Uh-uh. And
So
if I
she gets highly upset. Like, if I've got to play Final Fantasy when she's around, so that way she can see what's going on and see what I'm doing and see so she doesn't miss any of the story. In the same way,
Watching you push a
whenever I
car.
play. Right. But yeah, you do push a car a lot in the game. But same thing goes for like The Last of Us. It's an interactive experience. It's
Mhm.
like watching a movie. So I can get away with things like that.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Last of Us, that's a great example. That is such a good movie. I'm sure we're going to see a movie, seeing now like
Yeah,
zombies is
I
such a
think so
big,
too.
like, zombies aren't going away no matter how much we
Well,
think,
it
or
is dying down though. Hey,
Thank God.
I don't know if it
the
is, because
no, but
Walking Dead
hey,
is still bringing out more
no, but
spin-offs.
no. Walking Dead's viewership numbers are way down this season, like significantly down. So I know they're already signed up for season 8, but it's coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, I know they try to get directors and stuff for The Last of Us, but I don't see it being huge. Um, Assassin's Creed, though, if we're going to talk about video game movies, does have a lot of hype coming up.
Yeah,
I'm going to go see it, and I
Yeah.
didn't think I'd be interested in it, but
Well,
after the
it's
news
Michael
trailer,
Fassbender too, right? You can't.
yep,
oh yeah, from X-Men, so yeah.
yep. From
Interesting.
from Star Trek Into
Yeah,
Darkness,
say
but
he's
yes,
from a lot of movies. He's like the new I can't Liam Nelson, like, or
Liam
Neeson.
Nielsen. He's in everything.
Yeah,
no,
but he's doing really good. Like, no arguments.
yeah, no. I think it'll be good, and to get such a big name attached to that movie is the key.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, for sure.
Because when you release these movies based on video games and it's a bunch of no names and a
Yeah,
terrible
yeah,
story, yeah.
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 So anyway, Mike, your thoughts on EA and Battlefront and all that stuff?
Okay, well, it makes perfect sense to me that they're doing this with Battlefield. They did this with Battlefield 4, and they saw how successful it was and how much the community appreciated the fact that it wasn't going to be a yearly game.
Yep.
They were just going to make the same game better, more tuned, add DLC to it, make sure the DLC was spot on and working great. And they worked out all the kinks with Battlefield 4. And I got to tell you, that is a great idea. Unlike the Rory McGilroy PGA Tour,
Roy
where they
McIlroy,
shut up.
Yeah.
I can't say that guy's name for the life of me for whatever
yeah.
reason.
Can't play the game right either, but okay.
Who wants to play the game? Um, anyways, they went silent on it 3 months ago. It's dead. There's never going to be any multiplayer mode besides the stroke
No, it'll be in the second
simultaneous.
one.
Yeah, well they swore up and down that it would have been done by last March. I mean, this March right before here in 2016, but or no, never got there. You know, all the devs went silent. You know,
Mhm.
it's never gonna get there. But the Battlefield is. I love the fact that they make it go for 3 or 4 years before they do a new one. You know, because whatever you get in a new one is going to be drastically different with the same
Yeah.
engine, but you know. So I don't even know what they're going to do with the new one. They obviously know to stay away from space because of Halo. You know, maybe they go back to World War II next time. But I love the support
Yeah.
that DICE and EA does with this game, and they don't have to crank out, you know, a new COD every year and stuff like that. So I am
It's
completely behind this. But I do not believe that the reason why this is happening is because it wants to focus on Star Wars Battlefront, because they did this with Battlefield 4, and that wasn't because of another game.
well,
However,
the company exec actually said because of Star
he
Wars
can
Battlefront.
say all he wants. I just don't buy it. What did the company execs say?
Well, I mean, if they weren't going to focus on Battlefront, they would be churning out Battlefield games left and right.
I don't
Because,
believe that.
well, no, they want to make revenue, so
Yes.
they'd be churning out Battlefield games every 2 years. But I think I agree with everything else you said. I mean, Battlefield is the type of game, the type of shooter that has the lifespan that other games don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it doesn't have to rely on zombie mode and all this other stuff to keep it going. It's just a quality shooter, and it's got plenty of good environments and the different maps, things like that. And I wish they'd go to a model more like Titanfall or other games we've seen where we get DLC for free, so it doesn't fracture your community up. But
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see that anytime
But
soon.
I don't have a
Um,
problem with the game being highly supported for 3 or 4 years and then having
yeah,
paid DLC.
yeah,
I do
if
not have a problem with that because if you
right,
pay $100 for the game and it lasts 4 years, you're still only paying $25 a year to play it.
right, and I get that. But at the end of the day, when you get to that fourth map pack, most people don't have it, and it's just a very tiny fraction of people who do. But
But with like they did before, they dropped them and start dropping the map packs for free, and you know
yeah,
everybody's happy and the village will rejoice. But back to
yeah,
Battlefront, this is their own fault. They made this game easy mode, so anybody who loves Star Wars to get in and whap whap whap, you know, shoot somebody. You know, I mean, what did they expect?
yeah. I think we're going to see a different Battlefront next year. First of all, we know we're going to see a single player mode. They've already announced that. Second, I think we're going to see more balanced multiplayer. Um, I agree with you. Like the multiplayer was so geared towards like people who suck
Yes,
that it wasn't very fun, and that's what didn't keep me. And it's shocking because
you suck at these
there's
games.
no universe I love more than this one. So for me to not like buy all the DLC and play this nonstop is something's wrong with the game.
Yeah.
And
My favorite mode in this game was X-wing versus Tie Fighter. That one thing you remember.
my favorite option in the game is when I hit the jewel button and switch to Halo 5 because Halo 5 was competitive and fun and balanced.
I mean, yeah, Battlefront is just boring. I'm a huge Star Wars fan too, and I like Battlefield and I like online shooters for the most part. But
Yeah.
I didn't even buy it. I mean, it just didn't entice me. And with the little bit I did play of it, like is boring. The
When
online
I
was boring and it
Yeah, you
wasn't
didn't.
balanced.
no.
If I wasn't on the certain team for a certain map,
Yep.
I couldn't win. I mean, it was just boring and imbalanced. This is what it was. So maybe I don't think they're using it as a scapegoat, like saying that, oh, we're gonna not do this with Battlefield because we need to focus on Battlefront, because they do need to focus on Battlefront, because right now it's a broken
But
game, it's a broken community, so they do need to rebuild up on it.
okay,
Yeah.
here's the deal though. But DICE and EA have different studios all over the place, and they all do different things.
Right.
You know, just because let's say DICE Montreal is working on this doesn't mean that they don't have four other studios could be working on Battlefront.
Sure.
So it just seems like, oh, we're not going to release a new Battlefield for a couple years because we're going to work on Battlefront. It's like you guys weren't expecting to release a new Battlefield next year anyways. You
No.
didn't do it with the last one. I don't remember how long Battlefield 3 lasted for. I want to say it's more than 1 year. You
But
know,
they're going
Oh
to
yeah,
be
for
working
sure.
on DLC for Battlefield, so they're not going to completely stop DLC or
No.
that's only
Battlefield,
going to
right?
be one studio. They're not going to put that across a whole bunch of
No.
But
studios.
the way I look at it, from a publisher standpoint is that they want to promote Battlefront a lot more, and they want to
Yep.
build that. Because if they release a Battlefront game next year and all it is Battlefront 2, and they don't really get behind it and put their focus behind it, then it's going to flop. No one's going to buy it just because
Yep.
Battlefront 1 did so bad. And not necessarily bad, but it didn't have a really positive
It
reception.
it sold really well, but it didn't retain players.
It was
Right.
shallow.
People played it for like a
And
month or less
yeah,
and gave up on it.
it had the same problem Halo 4 had, where everybody bought it, but a month later nobody was playing it
They're
anymore.
excited about it. I mean, I was
Yeah,
excited for it
I was
whenever I
too.
first heard. I'm like, awesome, Battlefront. I love Battlefront. From back in the day on the Xbox. But
Yep.
after I played an early release of it, and I played the demo and the beta,
The
and
beta, yeah, the
I
beta
just couldn't.
turned me off.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. Well, I played it like a week early at Best Buy or Walmart. I forgot which one. But I'm like, man, this is boring. I don't want to buy
Yeah.
this. If this is all this is, this is all this is.
It,
Just this one multiplayer mode where it's the
yeah.
same formula as the original Xbox version. I don't want to buy this, no
It
matter how much I like Star Wars.
it hit me at one point that the only reason I was playing this game was for the atmosphere and the music.
Yeah.
And that was when I went back to Halo 5 full time. Because Halo 5 is an outstanding multiplayer shooter
Yeah.
with good balance, and it's competitive and it's fun and it's fair. And Battlefront was not many of those things. So,
You know what though? If it
yeah.
were up to me and I had a decision making or a voice in the conference room, I would heavily push for a new Jedi Academy because that was balls of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Or
Yeah,
But
but I would still do a Jedi Academy before
Mhm.
KOTR.
I'm really interested to see, like,
No,
is
true.
this Amy Hennig game going to be ready for Star Wars next year for Episode 8? That's what
mm,
I'm interested to see.
I don't think so. We
I
haven't heard enough about it, and we would
you
have heard
gotta
that
think
episode.
they're pushing for Episode 8. I mean, to have that thing out there and ready. I mean, E3 will tell the tale next year, and we're still, what, 6 months away from that.
When is
But
episode 8 supposed to come out?
next December.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I don't. It's not going to make that. There's no way.
I don't think so either, but you gotta think they'd be pushing for that.
If it's going to be like an Amy Hennig game, I mean, like Uncharted, it needs
Yeah.
it needs a longer dev cycle than that with her involved.
And
Uh,
I'm hoping we at least see more of it at E3 next year, and I'm thinking we
I'm
will. We
sure you
saw.
will.
Probably will, but I really don't think it won't be till 2018 probably till we see it.
See, I don't know about that because that's an off year for the. That's one of the like anthology years for the movies where you're gonna see. I think we're gonna see the first Han Solo movie
Yeah.
in 2018. So you're gonna see episode 8 and 17, Han Solo in 2018, and then episode 9 in 19.
Yeah.
So you think they want to capitalize on the huge release, for movies with the
Mhm.
game. But we'll see.
Safe to say, there's gonna be no shortage of Star Wars in the next
No,
few years.
No,
no, and I would bet that we'll see honestly, I would bet we'll see episode 10, 11, 12 in movies soon after.
Yeah.
So
Why not? They make money.
yeah, they do. I mean, episode
Yeah.
7, for all its flaws, I mean, was still a fun movie. But look at what
Yeah.
it made its first weekend.
Yep.
Why would you not continue to make
Right.
more?
Yeah.
So, all right. Last up in news this week, an analytics firm declared VR to be the biggest loser of the holiday season,
Hmm.
and specifically downgraded its expectations of PSVR sales from 2.6 million in 2016 to 750,000.
Wow, that's a big
Shit.
difference.
I wish I would have said something about this.
What the hell
So
were they thinking? 2.6 million.
I think they were just, I think they were finding out people seeing the PlayStation name attached to it and going nuts and buying it. But I think a lot of people have the same fears or hesitations, I guess is a better word, that they had with like 3D.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I keep seeing these games being released for PSVR, but I don't know like how big or how long these games are.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like just $5
Short.
little weird experiences and that's it?
Um,
That's a good point. Mike,
I
were you
mean,
going
how
to say
about
something?
it's so early in the dev cycle. Like I said, unless they have something concrete, some serious support, it's just going to fall off like it did the first time. You know?
Yeah. What's going to tell the tale for me is, Graham, you're right. So many of these games are like just snippets of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Batman, you get to play like one mission
Yeah,
or
it
whatever.
sounds like when the Wii U came
Um,
out with like Wii Sports, where you just get little like.
yes, that's a good. That's actually kind of a good comparison.
Yeah, but Wii Sports was fun.
Yeah. Well, this is
Wii
fun too.
Sports
I
was
mean, I
fun.
played the Batman mission, or at least part of it, and that was fun.
It's
But
as
was it
good as that.
But
like what kind of
the
replayability did it have? Because that's
not
one thing
much.
Wii Sports had. It had tons of
I
replayability,
am so
but
sorry I
it's
said
very
that Wii
limited.
Sports was good.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get some
Um.
big titles
Well,
behind the PSVR for it to be able
yeah.
to be successful.
What I was
I'm
gonna
Like
say is, what's gonna tell the tale is Final Fantasy 15 is VR beginning to end
Mm-hmm.
beginning to
on
end.
PlayStation. Yep. And what's it called? Resident Evil 7 is VR beginning to end.
Right.
See, that's what I was wondering because like a full length game VR, like how long would that be? But if you're saying these games will be VR, well, Final Fantasy 15, like those games are known to be like super long,
Yep.
especially if you want to do like everything in it, right?
Yep.
I wouldn't want to wear that big headset the entirety of Final Fantasy, but Resident Evil 7 it might be more successful with Resident Evil 7. They need to do some kind of special or deal when Resident Evil 7 comes out where there's some kind of pack in. First they
I'm
got to do
sure there
stop.
will.
They've got to do a price drop. It's not going to start selling big until they do
Correct.
like $100 price drop.
Like
That's what it comes down to. I'm surprised it wasn't on any. I didn't see it on any Black Friday sale. If it was $150 off for Black Friday, I probably would have gotten it, but it's
Yeah.
still too expensive for that kind of peripheral. Plus, I mean, there's reports out right now too that PS4 Pro is definitely optimized for it. It's definitely optimized for PS4 Pro.
Yep.
The huge difference. So that means I have to buy a PS4 Pro and the VR headset. So I'm whipping out like $800 $900 just
Yep.
to get that experience. No,
so
I'm
you
not
so
gonna
you
do that.
wouldn't do the PSVR with just the PS4, you would make sure it's the Pro?
Well, I mean, with all these reports coming out that it's a huge difference. I mean, the reports out right now is like it's mind blowing the difference with the fidelity and everything and the way the games run with a headset.
Really,
So,
eh?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if it was $150 less, maybe hopefully by next Christmas, it will be,
Yeah.
and I'll be able to play it with the Resident Evil 7. And, I'll be able to play it with The Last of Us 2. That kind of experience.
Yeah.
A 10-hour experience. 15-hour experience, but I'm not going to play it with Final Fantasy where I have to wear that thing for 50 hours. I'm not going to
Yeah,
do
Yeah.
so
that.
for like people like you, it's got to convince people who has a PS4 to get rid of their PS4 and get a PS4 Pro and
Yeah.
then get PSVR. Like
And
that's
like for
that's a
me,
See,
lot
that
to ask
yeah,
for.
for me
I'm
that's
not going
not
to
going
make
to
it
happen.
investment.
It's not worth it, right?
No,
So let
no.
me ask this question before we wrap up news. So the not so much on the PlayStation side. We've been really devoid of any Xbox news in this segment, so I'm going to bring it in here. Would, or at least speculation, do you think that the lagging sales numbers are going to affect Microsoft's direction at all in 2017 with VR?
Not if they
Mm,
make a partnership with Oculus.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
if they if the I don't know exactly how the Oculus works, but I do know there's a partnership involved.
There
Um,
is.
yeah, I mean, so if they make the existing Oculus somehow compatible with the Xbox One, I don't know if there has to be
Scorp.
something in between,
Yeah,
or
maybe.
or the Scorpio will be fully compatible with it. But I'm
Sure.
sure they have to learn from Sony's mistake. A $399 price tag, $499 if you buy the bundle with the little joysticks and everything.
Yeah.
That's expensive. They've got to learn from that. If they make a low price point, $299, uh, launch it alongside with the Scorpio, put a big name game behind it, where you can play,
Yes.
Battlefront 2, 100% in VR, and
Fallout
it's just
4
mind blowing.
because we know
Fallout,
Fallout 4 is coming.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
No,
yeah.
he's right though because they promised that. What
Yeah,
about
do
Halo
it.
6?
Oh, Halo 6 in VR, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They make a Master Chief like skin for
Yep.
Microsoft VR, but they've got to put a big title game behind it, and that's where PlayStation messed up with that. There's no big titles. There's only the 1 hour Batman VR, and why would I want to spend
Yeah,
$500 to play Batman VR for an hour? That's ridiculous. I don't want to do that.
Exactly.
Yep.
And this is
yeah.
furthermore why I think, to wrap up news, guys, that I'm going to predict again that the Xbox Scorpio is going to be $399. and I know that's going to be at a loss.
Is that the cheapest version of it though? Right, because they're going to have different
I bet you it'll be
iterations.
1 terabyte.
Be
One,
1 terabyte for $399 for the Xbox Scorpio, whatever it ends up being called.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's not like the PS.
Xbox One 5.
Yeah,
Xbox Legacy.
hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not like the PS4 Pro where they just layer like levels of hamburgers on there.
Yeah.
And it's just
But
like another
I mean,
Xbox on there.
it's gonna have like
Um,
20 more teraflops. I mean, it's
yeah.
gonna be amazing.
Well, it's gonna have 6 teraflops, and teraflops equal awesome. Remember that.
and 7
So,
bongs.
so I, I think they're gonna come in at $399, and I think they've learned their lesson. I think if they try to come in with what this thing should actually cost at like $599, they're insane. I think $399, they're gonna take the loss and they're gonna win.
Well, they keep
And
saying it's going to be premium, and they're going to sell it at a premium price. So I don't know if 399 is considered a premium price.
that's where though I think the VR is gonna come in. I think if you bundle Oculus with it and you sell it for $699, now it's a premium system with everything in it that you could ever want if you choose to have it.
But now think when they do that, they're going to have those I forget what controllers for the Oculus Rift, and they're worth like $200 or something. So if they're going to come with like a
Well, no,
complete
they were
package,
bundling Xbox controllers with Oculus.
no, but I mean the motion controls, the ones that just are coming out later this month.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Right? Because you got to think those will be bundled with the Oculus Rift
Yep.
later on.
Mm-hmm. So I still think they find a way to do it at $699, maybe $799. But I think the console itself will be $399. I think they want to win more than they want to make money because Windows makes money for Microsoft more than Xbox does. So
Yeah.
I think they're going to try to win.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that, my friends, is going to do it for news this week. Graham, let's turn it over to you. What is new in stores that we can get this week? I know we got a couple of big games.
Yes. Well, after a quasi-quiet week of new releases, we are back full swing with some
Well, that's
big
because we had real
releases.
Thanksgiving. Not
Yeah,
Canadian.
if that's what you call it, spanning across multiple consoles. So let's get into it. Few would argue that the biggest release of the week is Final Fantasy XV.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
This game has been highly anticipated for a few years, for sure. And now it can be yours on Tuesday, November 29th for Xbox One and PS4. And this game has been received with good reviews. And as you heard, Eugene really likes this game. And this game received an 8.2 on IGN, which could be a little low, but like I said, people argue it deserves more and less, so we'll leave it at that. Next up, we have a release that was just released on Xbox One and PS4. We talked about this earlier too, but now it's available for PC, and that game is Watch Dogs 2. This game released on November 29th. This game has received mixed reviews. Sources say that this game sold 80% less copies than Watch Dogs in its first week when it was released. So I think that was mainly due to the last one was this new great idea, and then people were quickly disappointed, so they're like not falling for that again.
Yeah.
And also released on Tuesday, November 29th, we have The Crew Ultimate Edition for Xbox One, PS4, Aqua Moto Racing Utopia for PS4, Cities Skylines Natural Disasters for PC,
That's
Crystal,
nice.
yeah, Crystal Rift for PS4 and PSVR. Darksiders War Master Edition is out for PC. We got the game Hue and Neon Chrome for PS Vita, because Vita is still getting supported. And we have Pinball FX VR for PSVR, obviously. And we have Rockin' Racing Off-Road DX for PS4. So that's for Tuesday. Thursday, December 1st, we have Battalion Commander for PS4, The Dwarves for Linux, Mac, PC, PS4, and Xbox One. No Nintendo to be seen. The Keeper of Four Elements is available for PS4 and Vita. And finish off our Thursday, we have Wind Kings for PS4. Now, to finish off this week, we have two big releases. The first one is well known to everyone due to it being a Mario game, but this version is a dumbed down version of its Wii U predecessor. And the game I'm talking about is Super Mario Maker for 3DS.
Uh,
Now, the
Okay.
biggest disappointment about this game that I'm hearing is the online sharing. Because people know this Super Mario Maker, you make a level, and then other
Mhm.
people play it and try to beat it.
Yeah.
So
so
basically, there's no sharing from the Wii U version to the 3DS. which
very disappointing.
very disappointing. I
sucks.
know.
Like I loved playing it on the Wii U. Is one of the very few games that are on the Wii U that are very playable. And the biggest portion of the game is going online and being able to download other levels that other people have made. Just super creative levels, and
Oh
they
yeah.
took that feature out. And that was like the only feature of that game. So the only feature that you have the pre-made levels that the developers made for you, which are good. You know, they're great Mario levels. You know, you have a full fledged Mario game in your hands.
But
But
didn't take this out of the Wii U version.
no, they
Oh.
didn't. I
Oh,
mean,
I thought you said they
that's
took
like
it.
the big. No, I was just saying that's the biggest feature of the
Yeah.
Wii. And
Mhm.
they took it out of the 3DS version. I mean, that was the only purpose of buying that game was being able to create a level and uploading it online for other people to play, to download and to rate, you know, and to talk about it. You know, that's the whole purpose of the game. And then the same thing on your end, you'd be able to go online and just play these super creative, user created levels. And I just don't understand why they would release this game and take out that essential feature of the game. It's ridiculous.
I know. I
Yeah.
bought the Wii U version of this and played the game and really loved it, enjoyed it. And I was going to get the 3DS version, but then when I learned this, I'm like, okay, now I don't think I'm going
Gonna
to
buy
buy
it.
it.
I don't
Just
even know why they
for that
made it.
reason. But I'm
I mean,
sure when the Switch comes out that it'll be on there and they'll probably allow that because I'm sure the system will be better for being online and sharing and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Right.
I'll tell you guys that before E3 of I think last year, 2016, they had like the Nintendo Championships going on the Sunday before the Bethesda conference,
Oh yeah.
and it was all like Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Like you played through those levels, and they had to play through like player created levels or whatever.
Yeah.
And whoever got through it the fastest. Not that's the reason I was glued to the TV was like seeing what people could come up with and watching these
Yeah.
players try to
Yeah.
overcome it.
It was a fantastic game. It was a
Yeah.
It
fantastic
is.
game, and I watched the same World Championships, and you know that was you're right. That was the best part of the championship. You know when they're playing in those, you know what seemed to be, you know, like impossible Mario levels, but
Yeah.
whenever you figure them out and you figure out the formula of what the maker was going for, like it was an amazing experience. You know, and it's just a nostalgia factor too because the levels
Mm-hmm.
we're playing are like Super Nintendo levels or the
Yep.
original Mario
Yeah,
level.
yeah, yeah.
And then you know people put their own flair into it, and you know they always had some kind of formula. You had to figure out something to beat that level, and that was the best part of that. And now you can't experience that anymore. They took that core essential feature out of the game, so why even make it? You know, I'm a
Yeah.
huge Nintendo fan, huge Mario fan, but I'm not gonna buy this game. It's an incomplete game. There's no
Yeah.
purpose to buying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's like the main feature of it. So like
So speaking of Eugene, has the NES Classic worn off on you yet, or are you still playing it?
Oh, that shit's still in the box. I mean, I played it like the first week. Now it's sitting in my game room. I think I got my second controller in. I was able
Uh,
to when you know when I was talking about a few weeks ago to go on Walmart's website and I was able to get the second controller.
yep.
Now Amazon has the
that
extension in
extensions, yeah.
stock. So they have those in stock now. So I'm going to buy a few of those and probably at Christmas time I'll have it hooked up. You know, so everyone, the family, can get together and pick it up and play it, and you know we can play some levels together.
So
Um,
so did you
but
see like the coffee table? Like there is an actual like NES
Yeah.
controller
Yeah.
yeah,
that's like coffee table size.
yeah, that's a little
Are you
ridiculous. So
serious?
Yeah.
somebody made a coffee table that's you know in the shape of an NES controller and it has huge buttons, and the guy has it hooked up to his TV and he's using these huge buttons. You know, it's neat. It's
Yeah.
And you
super neat.
actually like plug the cartridge into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You plug
Yeah.
the cartridge into it. It's
Yeah.
That's
pretty
that's
neat.
pretty awesome, eh?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I saw that I was like, well, if I can't get the mini, I might as well get
Get
the
the
super
massive.
get the super
Yeah.
They're
huge, you
probably more
know.
available than the NES Classic.
Supersized.
You
Yeah.
can probably buy one right now, one of those.
Yeah. So anyway, Graham, sorry. What else is coming out?
No worries. Now, to cap off our new releases, we have a game that got people excited at E3 this year, but I think most people will be disappointed once they try it. That seems to be a going theme. It's not broken, but overall it seems to be boring for the most part.
Sounds like your sex life.
Two reviews that I watched compared playing the game to watching paint dry.
Okay.
Ouch. And it's an online only game, but there's not a lot of people online, and it's just going to be less and less people, so it's going to be even worse. So now, for those of you wondering what this game is, I'm talking Ubisoft's Steep. And this name actually foreshadows the value of this game.
Yeah.
And for those of you that still want to buy this game to see if you did waste your money, then this game is available on December 2nd, and it's available on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
So
Grant,
what's it about? I've never even heard about it.
Let me chime in, because I was one of the people, like, after E3, I was pretty hyped for this.
Yes, I remember that.
And when the beta came out, I was hyped for that. And I downloaded that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what it's about, Eugene, is like you are in like the Swiss Alps, basically. So you're in the mountain range between like Switzerland, Italy, etc.
And it's just one mountain too.
Yeah, you can do like paragliding, you can do snowboarding, you can do skiing, you can do what else is there?
The squirrel suit, the windsuit.
Yes, the windsuit.
Yeah.
So you can do all those things.
But one thing too, you mentioned
out.
all those things, but you can't switch. So basically, they're talking about it'd be nice if you could like start parasailing, and then you switch into skis and you drop down, or in a snowboard and you drop down. But you can only do one thing. You can't just switch. You'd have like kind of.
You said it's online only, like it's like an MMO where there's a bunch of people on this mountain and
yes,
they're all doing
but
different things.
You will not find other people, and they say you can have 4 people per server.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's designed to have you bring friends in and race them down the mountain.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of hype for this at E3 because it sounds very boring.
There was. And
and the game looked awesome at E3. It did. And
it does look good, actually.
I said right away, and it still looks good. Like when you play it in the beta, it still looks good, and parts of it are enjoyable. But I said from the beginning, this game is freaking made for VR through and through.
I was about to say, it sounds like they should have made this a VR game, or is it?
Like a $10 add-on that you'll get tired of pretty quickly, but it would be a lot better in VR. I agree.
Yes, and the problem is, I played the beta, I had fun, but after half an hour, I was like, eh.
Yeah, not worth the money for sure.
No, I can't justify spending $60. And going back, I was going to say this early in the show, but Eugene, like Final Fantasy XV, the lowest point I've ever been with hype with that game was after Microsoft's conference at E3, because the showing, whatever they had there, and Mike, I know you remember because we talked about it, was not very good.
Yeah.
No.
It just looked bad. It looked just
didn't look exciting.
Yeah, it didn't look fun.
Yeah.
Even Scalebound like that.
I don't have a thing. I have not a thought about Scalebound.
So, but everything I've seen about Final Fantasy 15 since then has made me want to buy the game more and more.
So I mean, it depends on what kind of games you like. You know, it's for a certain fan base.
They said like if you're a hardcore like skier, then you might like this. But like even one guy said, "Oh, I ski a lot," and he's like, the controls don't even like feel like you're skiing. Like he's like comparable that it's not really that good.
So Graham, you remember that Mark McMorris game we were making fun of a few weeks ago?
Yes.
Like the snowboarding game.
Was that one on Xbox Live, like on the marketplace?
For like $50 or whatever? Yeah. So I was looking at it the other day, and Phil Spencer, who has access to every game, wasn't playing Steve. He was playing Mark McMorris snowboarding. So if you're gonna spend $50 on a game, you might want to go that route because that's what the head of Xbox is playing.
Yeah.
And he was playing it long enough to get multiple achievements.
Or you can buy EA Access on the Xbox and you can play SSX, which is a really good game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's like people that reviewed this said a better game to spend your money on will be SSX.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
and like this game also, they have an in-game store, so you can buy like skins and stuff to look different for like up to like $8 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to make some money out of this game that's not even worth the money that people originally paid for it.
So, I think when it comes down to, sadly, because I was hyped for this game at first, super cool concept, very poor execution.
Yeah.
And it's sad because it's the
Good job,
story of
Ubisoft.
it's the story of Ubisoft through and
It's
through.
true. I was thinking that's why I mentioned their name because I don't usually say the name with
Mhm.
the company with the name and title, but I figured I'd do it this time.
Yeah, smart
Yep.
move.
Is that all you got, or what else you got?
No, that's it for new releases this week.
All right, Mike, what do you got for things we can save our money on?
Well, first of all, boys and girls, I am changing this up. There's really no use for me to go through every single title. I mean, or even a half of them to to spotlight them and stuff like that. When there are some other good deals that I am finding out there that aren't exactly software related, and besides, you can go to the websites and see it anyway. So, starting today, things are going to be changed. But we're going to start this off with the games of gold this month for December, just to make sure everybody knows what they are. We got Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, Xbox One. We also have Outland on the 360 right now. Coming up on the 16th, you have both Outlast on the one and Burnout Paradise on the 16th. And if you do not
Hmm.
get Burnout Paradise, you are missing out.
Same
Now
with
with that,
Outlast, by the way. But yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Outlast is good.
all right. So with the Xbox One deals, there's a couple of interesting ones. I'd like to say Farming Simulator 17, but it's only a whopping 15% off. So
Should have
there's
bought it on
not.
Black Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There is one thing I wanted to mention. There's not a lot on Xbox this month, but this week. But Rugby World Cup 2015 is 80% off, and still people swear up and down the game is unplayable and it is not worth the money. So, be very, very, very careful of that. So let's jump over to the PlayStation. Let's see what we got free for December. Okay, so um, with the PS4, we have Invisible Ink. I know nothing about this game. What about you, Eugene? You know anything about that?
I've never even heard of it.
Okay. Well, thanks, Eugene.
no,
Um,
Try to.
stories, stories, Path of Destinies. Anything on that?
I never heard of
No,
it.
no.
Nope.
Oh, you're two for two. All right, buddy. PS3's got Hyper Void and Tiny Troopers Joint Ops. So there
Before
you
you even
go.
asked, I've never even heard of that either. So
I wasn't going to ask you anymore.
not a
You
not a
were
big not a
already
big week
two
for
for
no.
two.
You failed already.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, I'll just sleep.
We got to insert a door closing sound.
I'm sure this is going to be a big surprise to you, but No Man's Sky is on sale, 34% off for $39.59. Should be off more. Space Hulk Ascension is $39.99, 20% off. And of course, boys and girls, our favorite that's off every week is Fluster Cluck. It is $5 right now. Get your Fluster Cluck on. Okay, so we're going to get to the real deals now. What I really want to do here is we're going to start out with the Xbox, and then we'll go over to PS4. So there are some interesting ones right now. Digitally, Forza Horizon 3 is $39.99 via the Microsoft Store. Okay, so if you have not played Forza Horizon 3 and you like racing games, this is the way to go. Right now at Best Buy, you buy two get one free when you have you don't even have to have the GCU to get it. So if you're just walking in there, don't even have the plan with them. You go in there, buy two get one free. However, if you do have the GCU, you can get 60% off and stop yawning when I'm trying to talk. And
Can't help it.
hit your mute button, you homo. Um, with that said, we got Xbox gift cards, the staples from December 4th to the 10th. 20% off of any gift cards of $50 or more. So that's just free money right there. So
Yeah,
if you,
that's a good deal for sure.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I
really
mean,
good.
you might as well just go, hoof it to Staples and get it that way because that's just ridiculous. Elder Scrolls Online right now at Walmart is $11.59. There was a game for $11.59 on Amazon, but I'm not seeing it here. But it was a decent game.
Yeah, I was to
Uh,
say, sorry to interrupt you there, Mike, but did you see that Oblivion is backwards compatible now?
it is. They did it for real.
Yep.
Oh, happy days! Where's my CD? I know it's around here somewhere. I know I have it somewhere. I'm definitely playing that. Thanks for interrupting me.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're welcome. It was for a good cause, I figured.
Right, right. It is because I will totally play that now. That's awesome. That is really, really, really good news. Now I'm glad I didn't pick up Skyrim and do it all over again. Here's a shocker for you guys. Watch Dogs 2 is $39.99 at Newegg. Um, This is a good one. This is a good one. Now we don't get the $30 and $35 deals very often anymore with Xbox Live. The actual um, value of Xbox Live has gone up since Xbox One came out, and so this is a really good deal. If you go to outrageousgaming.com, and they are legit, and you use the promo code Xbox Deal, you can get 12 months of Xbox Live Gold for $38.99, which is
Wow.
probably as good as it's going to get for quite a
Is
while.
that cheaper than CD keys? I usually
Yeah,
get mine
yeah.
on
Right
CD
now it
keys.
is. It
Wow.
is. It is cheaper than CD keys. Unfortunately, CD keys hasn't had a $35 deal with that forever.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much the best one that's out there now. Now I'm going to skip over to the PS4 deals. All right, Rise of the Tomb Raider and Dishonored 2 are $40 each at Amazon right now. Well, this just died on me. This is a good. I think this was a good deal. You could tell me, Eugene. PlayStation 4 Slim 500 gigabyte with the Uncharted 4 bundle, plus 12 months of PlayStation Plus, plus Watch Dogs 2 for $288.99 at Walmart.
Wow.
That is a pretty decent deal. I mean, full year PS Plus I think is
Yeah.
$60 still.
Yeah,
Um,
and
and
that just came up 5 hours ago.
And
So
Watch
you
Dogs
know
2
it.
is a week old.
Well, I was gonna say, and you could sell Watch Dogs 2 and get some of that money
Yep.
back.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's the original PS4 Slim, that's still an amazing deal because
Yep.
PS4 Slim I think it's still what is it 249?
yeah.
Yes.
49. So a year PS Plus plus a AAA game with it.
Yeah,
That's a very good deal.
Yep.
two 1.5 AAA games, I guess. Yeah. There's another bundle out there though, the PS Slim bundle, plus a 55-inch Sony 1080p TV, plus a $50 gift certificate, is $659 at Best Buy right now. Anybody like that one?
It's not a 4K TV.
No, it is a 1080p,
No,
55
Uh,
inch.
no.
nah.
No,
No? Okay.
4K or nothing. No.
Oh, you ritzy bastards, you.
Get that
I don't know.
garbage.
I won't endorse anything that's not 4K
1080
at this
garbage
point.
out of
And just like with the Xbox at Best Buy, buy two get one free with PlayStation 4 games and GCU stacks. So in Canada,
Hey.
yes, Destiny the Collection is $49.99 on Amazon.ca, and that's in loonies, not dollars. um,
So it's
PS
like
Plus
$3.
memberships um, are $49.99 if you buy them with the Samsung Pay app, which nobody gives a shit about. Okay, so PS Plus 12 month is $50 right now, or 45 with the GCU at Best Buy. Final Fantasy 15 right now at Amazon with Prime is 47.99, 50 without.
buy it.
Yeah. PS4 Slim Uncharted bundle is 269.99 on Amazon right now. Fallout Season Pass, $30, but that's not a big surprise because that's, whatever. Watch Dogs 2, $50 at Walmart. Okay, so we talked about The Last Guardian, right? The collector's edition on Amazon right now was 15% off of Prime, and it's 101.99.
Hmm.
This one I really like. At Newegg, Mortal Kombat XL is 19.99 with free shipping, and you have to use the code E as in electric, M as in mutt, C as in C is
Took
in
you a
a
while to
really
come up with an M word there.
yeah, C is in a really bad word. C is in cookie, F is in Frank, G is in George, E is in electric, G is in George, 66. EMCFGEG66. And that is a well worth picking up. It is a lot of fun. And still has a rocking community. So, there's also another one back in stock, PlayStation 4 Pro, 1 terabyte console bundle plus Final Fantasy 17 and NBA 2K16 is $399.
Hmm.
So pretty much that's pretty much it. And we go
All right.
back a little bit farther, Newegg Watch Dogs is $40 there for the PS4. Ezio Collection is $40 from Newegg.
Hmm. Not
Um,
bad.
yeah. Um, and beyond that, man, that's pretty much it. But
All
I'm
right.
going to concentrate more on these deals, and I'm
Yeah.
going to concentrate on just listing off the games that are available. And
Sure.
if you want to see the games that are available and the prices and everything like that, you can go to Major Nelson's blog at majornelson.com, or you can go to store.playstation.com to check on their site. And with that being said, off to you, my friend.
All right, so let's talk about what we've been playing. I'm going to go first this week because I have a special story to tell. Graham,
Nobody cares.
Graham's a part of this story as well.
Nobody really cares.
So, Monday night, I jump on the Xbox. I'm a little tired. I'm not sure if I really want to play anything or not. I see Graham's playing like NHL Ultimate Team.
Mm-hmm.
So I jump in NHL.
I'm gonna zone out right now.
No, hang on. You're gonna want to hear this.
It's a great story.
So this is a great story. So jump in NHL and I see it's playoff time in EA Sports Hockey League.
Like 4 hours left or something.
Yeah, like 4 hours left to go in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I messaged Graham. Graham, you want to play playoffs? Let's come get our ass kicked. Because that's what we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, we've been 1-8-1 in our last 10 games.
Yeah.
So, not a real good run.
Nope.
So Graham's like, sure, let's do it. So we play our first game. We lose.
Yeah, as expected.
As expected. But something magical happens at the end. We see unlocked on the screen the logo of the Minnesota North Stars.
Oh, Jesus freaking Christ.
It was a sign.
It was a sign. So we changed our jerseys, we changed our color scheme, everything. And we harnessed the power of the Minnesota North Stars. And the great thing about the playoffs in the NHL is that you get to have a second try. So we went again. And in the first game, we won 4-1. Team not very good. Still took them down pretty easily. Second game, keep in mind we were 1-8-1 coming into this night. Second game we won 2-0. Just classic like defensive shutdown performance. Getting a couple goals, riding to victory. And now, Graham, you're at like the farthest point you've ever been, right? In the playoffs, the semifinals.
Furthest point. I know. It's getting a little excited, not gonna lie.
Yeah. So we're in the semifinals. We go in. Now we're playing a tougher team. Like these guys were actually decent. Playing a tougher team. We're back and forth, and then the greatest goal scorer in club history in the third period, as most great players do, to rise to the occasion in these moments, and scores the game winner to send us to the championship game.
The championship game.
The only reason he ever scores in the
Now,
goals
hang
is
on.
because I passed to him. I can't even believe you two diapers actually made it that far.
Hang on.
without me.
Mike was nowhere on the ice too. Let the record
Mike
show.
wasn't allowed anywhere near the fucking Xbox at this point.
Because here's how it goes. These two knuckleheads, one of them goes up the middle of the ice and runs into 4 people and loses the puck. The other one gets destroyed going into the boards.
And yet when you're gone, we're in the playoff championship. So anyway,
I know,
let's
it's
continue.
amazing.
So now we're in the championship, and we've captivated... like the entire nation at this point, because we're on the road, but yet there's tons of people in attendance with North Stars jerseys on.
Yep, our fans, they were with us.
And we go, and we got the lead, and in true fashion of our club, with 45 seconds to go, we got a 3-2 lead. Graham takes a tripping penalty.
Yeah, the Minuteman was there.
And now we're on the penalty kill. And the guy gets a clean breakaway, and I dive and take his skates out with 30 seconds to go, and I get a tripping penalty.
Yes.
And now 30 seconds to go, we're up 3-2, clinging to this lead. We're both in the box. They score to make it 3-3. We go to overtime, because that's the only way this could ever possibly happen.
Yeah.
Graham has a wide open net on a rebound from a shot from me.
I actually saw that one too.
It somehow misses.
Oh, I know.
And then a few minutes later, I shoot off the goalie, rebound, computer bangs it home. We are the playoff champions.
Playoff champions.
Yep. And it's posted on our club on Xbox Live for all to see.
That was a proud moment.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
still
playing
don't
the
know how-
NHL series for countless years, and I've never gotten that achievement. So that
Like
was a proud moment.
the only thing that has ever come close to this is the Miracle on Ice in 1980.
Yeah.
You're right, because I don't know how you two
Give me
knuckleheads
a
managed
break.
to do this without the game like tilting.
1-8-1 in the previous 10, mostly because of Mike, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
And
Because
we
Mike's not playing.
still managed to just harness the spirit of competition
Yeah.
and work hard and work as a team
Shit.
and pull out a
This
victory
is like the
on
biggest
the
bunch of
biggest stage of
bullshit
them
I've ever
all.
heard in my entire life. You
This
two,
sounds like the Kojima speech at TSX this weekend.
I
Sounds
couldn't
like
have done
Jeff
it without you,
Keighley,
Tyler. You
Jeff
you
Keighley
were
all over
you're an
again.
inspiration. You made me become a better hockey player
I
Are
to
you
know.
win
guys
that.
gonna make out now?
did she stop taking it up the middle? Apparently not. Tyler's giving it to him now.
This all actually happened. But anyway,
Oh boy.
We
Graham,
were
what
the
have you been
victors.
playing?
Well, besides playing the NHL 17, I played some Pokemon Moon on my 3DS. I played some Titanfall 2, and I couldn't seem to be getting anywhere with it, so I pretty much got out of it right away. Started playing Battlefield. I finally found a hardcore server that I could get into and started playing it. And it's so different when you play hardcore because you don't know that you killed the guy. Like nothing comes up to show it, right? So I was getting actually more kills than I was thinking. I'm like, oh, I didn't kill that guy. Somebody else must have shot him. So playing hardcore is you got to approach game totally different, but I enjoyed it, and that's pretty much what I spent my time playing.
All
How about
right.
you, Mike?
That's a good question. I actually kicked up Bejeweled 3, and I am pretty far into a game. I keep saving it and saving it and saving it. I also started playing FIFA 17 in career mode because that's the mode I like on that game. And the gameplay this year is actually pretty solid. I like how they show you now, you can, because it was weird because playing all these other sports games and you go to shoot at the goal that's like 15 million feet by 15 million feet. You hold down that B for less than half a second, it goes flying
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep.
It's like, really? And so now when you go into the drills, they have an arrow and shows you what it's going to happen when you do it. So it's like, oh, okay, I get you now. So that made it a lot easier for me to visualize everything. Um, so let's see, what else did I play? Fired up Witcher 3 again. I was him and Han over getting Skyrim, but I did not get it because I just figured I'd be playing the same game over for 1,000 points. So I would hold off on that. I am ecstatic that Oblivion is backwards compatible because that disc is going in the Xbox One tonight. Um, I love Oblivion. Here's the thing, though. Like I was telling you before, I mean, you have to min max everything. There are formulas to get your guy to be as strong as he could possibly be. However, you can still play the game and just up stuff, stats and everything like that. Just to play the game because the game only gets as hard as the only game stays at your level. So it's not the biggest deal. And I got the Shivering Isles, so I haven't had a chance to get too far into that. So that's really exciting for me. So that's pretty much. I'm watching a lot of Twitch. I actually played some more City Skylines. Besides that, that's it. How about you? How about you, Eugene?
Uh, I finally was able to fire up Pokemon Sun, so I got a couple hours into it. Uh, really enjoy the gameplay. They've really revolutionized the gameplay and the battle style. I haven't had any issues with the any slowdown in frame rates or anything like people have reported, but I do have the new 3DS, so I was able to play that for a few hours.
Wait,
Played a
real quick,
Yeah.
dude. Since you're a big Pokemon fan, I have heard through channels or people and the masses that Pokemon Go has pretty much tanked at this point.
I would
Oh
say
well,
no.
yeah, so in the last week, me and Graham were talking about this on break actually. In the last week, they had a big Pokemon Go event to where is double XP for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we're able to get it, and I actually gained a few levels in it. And now there's big news coming out that the Gen 2 Pokemon are going to be coming out. So I
Oh,
really hope that that gets a lot more people playing again because it really
Christmas
has.
events.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's also the Christmas event coming up, which the Halloween event was a huge success. It really got a lot of people back into it uh, to catch those ghost type Pokemon during
I
Halloween.
I just gotta breathe some life into it, and I think if you bring those like Gen 2 or whatever
Hmm.
Pokemon out like start of like second semester for college, that's gonna be a big win.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard rumors that it's going to be within the next month,
Mm.
and I think those
Well, that's
rumors
about right.
are salt.
So
You
But
know, sorry, I'm gonna think there's gonna be a resurgence too next summer. I think the
yes,
weather is definitely affects it a lot
yep,
as well.
it
oh
does.
yeah, and when it came out, there's a lot of issues within the game, a lot of glitches, but they fixed the tracking system. We were talking about the tracking system, how
Good.
you can actually see where they're at, so you know
Yeah.
where to find them.
Hmm.
Graham was actually able to catch a rare Snorlax.
Snorlax.
So I haven't even gotten a Snorlax yet. And then Ditto released in the last week, which Ditto
Mm.
wasn't originally part of the original 150. So it's getting a lot more people back into the game,
Hmm.
and I really hope the Apple Watch update comes out soon.
Yes,
I have an Apple
that's
Watch,
true.
and um, they teased for it to come out this month, so I really hope it comes out because really I do most of my walking and traveling for work. I'm not on my phone all the time, so for me to be able to link it up with my Apple Watch and be able to catch and still play the game, even though I'm not looking at my phone screen, it'll get excited. So
Mm.
uh, it's getting a lot of resurgence back. It's getting a lot of its player base back
Yeah,
just because it's holding these little events
sure.
and
Yeah.
things like that. So
But like you're saying too
But
about the Apple Watch, I'm sure that's gonna boost it as well.
oh
yeah.
yeah,
So one thing, real quick, since you brought it up, didn't mention it in the news, but Pokemon Sun and Moon has actually sold almost 3 million copies so far.
Good for
So
them.
That's amazing for
good for them.
just
Yep.
3DS.
Yeah.
Yep.
oh yeah. I mean, I think when X and Y came out in its first week, it sold about 2.5 million copies. So it's
Mhm.
been out for a little bit over a week. So
Yep.
3 million copies. That's great.
I
So
mean, I think the official number was 2.6. So right on par with the other one, and yeah, almost 3 million. So really good.
You know what about the 3DS though? And I'm sorry, I don't mean to hijack you, Eugene, but I'm doing
you're
it
fine.
anyways.
Listen, I have 3DS
I
too.
at this point I do I think I might actually want a 3DS because I'm finding that in this point, with everything I got going on in real life and stuff like that, I don't sit down in my bedroom or get in the bed in my bedroom and play anything really on the Xbox. I fire up Hulu, Pandora, whatever it may be. But if I had something really close to me, because I end up playing like Fallout Shelter and Gin Rummy on my phone, that if I had a 3DS, I'd probably play the hell out of it at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm actually glad you brought up that point because, even though I'm a huge Nintendo fan, I don't play my 3DS too often. Like during the day,
Really?
I don't play it at all. When I do play it is, when I'm laying down for bed and I'm watching
Yeah,
TV and getting
Hmm.
wound down for sleep,
exactly.
I pick up my 3DS and, play it for an hour or two
Yeah.
before bed. So, I can definitely see your
Now,
point there.
do you think the Switch will replace that?
Oh, that's
I
No.
don't think it can.
Really,
What?
my Wii U's in the living room, and my bedroom's maybe about 20 feet away, and I can still pick up the Wii U signal, but I don't
yeah.
play my Wii U in bed.
You know what
So
I mean? Though, with taking like the literal handheld screen with you and
it
just playing.
might, but
I don't know if it
it's
will
really neat
because
to see it.
it's not going to be like a two screen like experience and stuff like that
Yeah.
like 3DS games require.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, I, I I don't see myself taking my Switch on the go. I want
Sure.
to play it on the big screen. If they're putting the processing power in it to be 1080,
Yeah.
I want to play it on my 4K screen. I don't want to play it on a little 5-inch screen, 5 inch.
That's same
Right.
here. I think if I take it on the go, it's going to be to like show people at work or something, and that's
Don't
Yeah,
about
get
it.
jacked on the subject.
I'd be afraid to break it or something.
maybe it'll be
Exactly.
like a novelty thing when you first get it, but then you're probably not going to want to carry it around.
You're not
Like
going to
for
be like Karen in the video where you take it to a friend's party and set it up on
Right.
right,
yeah,
that
no,
shit.
because then I'll
I
just
don't
get
know
made
my
fun
name
of.
should. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm looking forward to January now to see what they can show as actual practical use for the different you know
Hmm.
the different ways of setting it up.
yeah,
I mean,
and like
it was
if
cool, like to see. If I was like in high school, the way that like
Yeah.
showed like the basketball players, playing a basketball game.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I can totally see like 16-year-old Eugene taking it to school and like after school, hey, let's go to the picnic tables or whatever and set up
Yep.
my Switch. You
yeah,
Totally.
know, I
Sure,
might
for
be
sure.
for that, but as a grown ass adult, I'm not gonna fucking go to the bar and bring, hey guys, here's my Nintendo Switch. You want to play
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
NBA 2K17?
Well,
No.
especially now that you're about to get another phone number. So
Oh
so
yeah.
Yeah.
Good
But
God.
like,
Maury.
if it
Maury.
came down for me having to pick 3DS and the Switch to carry, like I'm gonna take the 3DS.
yeah.
Just
Right.
because like when you do steps, like you get coins, and for coins you can get puzzle pieces for like puzzles of like for games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's the appealing thing to me. That one reasons why I'll just take it with me and not even play it, just so it counts my steps.
Yeah.
The
And like,
Switch may be huge for people with long commutes
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
or riding trains and things like that. But
Yep.
Or like if you're flying somewhere and you don't want to take all your like gaming system, like your Xbox and everything like that, like the
Yeah.
Switch, the portability will make it so much easier just to carry that instead.
But
So
that's
why
why
can't yeah,
that's
go
why I
go ahead.
think I want a 3DS. I really do at this
Yeah.
point. I think I get
3DS is a great system, by
I
the
It
think
way.
I get
is.
more use out of a 3DS right now than I would my Xbox One.
it's not
So
worth the $200 right now. I know we're going off this
You
big
don't
tangent.
think it is?
that's fine.
No. I mean, last week I really hope they come up with the system with the price point $99 because last week they sold out of that system for Black Friday and people are still looking for it just
Mhm.
because it's such a perfect price point.
Yeah.
Not $200 right now. Yeah, I bought it,
Yeah.
but that's a little bit steep when I can buy an Xbox One for $249.
Right.
Right. Right. Totally
So
understand.
the better question is, why can't Sony penetrate this market more?
Because their
Vita?
dick is
Yeah.
too
Vita.
small and the market's
Uh,
too big. Yeah.
Well, Nintendo owns that market, and
Yeah.
Sure.
Sony was looking too much into like, oh, how many features can we come up with the Vita? Because their
Hmm.
huge thing was the Vita was like, oh, you can play your
Touchback.
PS games. Yeah, the touchback was incredibly stupid. Give me a portable with like R1 and R2.
Yep.
I don't care about touchscreen. I don't care about the touchback. I just want a normal controller with a screen that I can carry along with me. I can play a triple A game on, and I love the Vita. I still have the
Hmm.
Vita when I go on road trips, when I travel for work. I still take it with me and play games on the go. But they just try to be too innovative, and they try to like the PSVR. They just try to gain a fan base that's not there with too many innovative features when they don't need to focus on that. They just need to focus on simple core gaming like Nintendo, and
Yep.
that's all the Nintendo 3DS is. Simple core gaming like Pokemon.
Hmm.
Games on the go. I don't have to play Uncharted with me everywhere. I don't have to have the
Right.
best graphics. I just have to have portable, clean, fun gaming experiences, and that's why they
Because
get into that market.
I'll be honest, like I was actually in the market to buy a Vita just recently, and then I saw the announcement that like MLB The Show 17 is not going to be on Vita at all.
Yeah, I mean
and
they're
and
they're
that's
they're
the type of game that I would take with me and play like on lunch break or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I could easily squeeze a game in over lunch,
Yeah.
but like that's disappointing to me that when when I'm in the market to buy it. And I grant I'm in the market late,
Yeah.
but now they're yanking all these games from the system, and it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Nintendo move.
There was a time where I was going to get a Vita, and I'd done a whole bunch of research and reading up
Mhm.
on it and stuff like that. And after doing all that research and looking, I decided that it's not worth it.
the
Yeah.
Vita is fantastic for indie games, but
Mhm.
I did play a few AAA titles like Uncharted. Uncharted was great on the Vita,
Mhm.
but that's not what the Vita should be for. They try to put out a Call of Duty, they put out Resistance, but they flop because people don't want to play those kinds of games on the go. They
Right.
want to play games like MLB The Show, where you can
Mhm.
play a quick inning, on break or
Yep.
whatever, on your commute, and then go back home and finish up. But they didn't make
Yes.
that possible. They had a lot of empty promises. Maybe the Switch will,
Yeah.
that where you can pick up on Skyrim, play, go through the world and fast, travel where you need to, and then when you get back home, actually really get into the missions and stuff.
Mhm.
But no, Sony just has too much on his hand. They need to focus on the PS4.
Yep.
Same thing with Microsoft. They shouldn't get into the handheld business. Let Nintendo have that business unless they're gonna
Yes.
simplify things. But that's never what Microsoft
Yeah.
and Sony does.
Because
They make
Well,
Nintendo's tentpole games are so much more built for handheld than Sony's are.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Sony's tentpole games are like Uncharted, these huge like Michael Bay experiences, you know,
Yeah.
that are not built for a handheld experience.
Yeah, like
Whereas
Mario Kart, like that's
Mario is like
awesome.
perfect for
Yeah.
handheld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus you can get all like the Nintendo, like Super Nintendo and NES games on the 3DS.
right.
Yep.
All
How
right.
how great how great would Mario Maker be like on the 3DS? So like if I could make levels and then take it to
Yeah.
my Wii U and then upload those levels like
Oh,
that
it's
I made like
great.
while I was
Yes.
around a commuting. Like
Yep.
if
Yeah.
they took away that feature, they had a money maker there for them, but they totally dropped the ball on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um.
Let's get back to finish up
Yeah.
what you were
Let's.
playing,
So
Eugene.
last few games I played Titanfall 2 multiplayer a little bit last week.
Yep.
Got destroyed. It was horrible.
Welcome
Um,
to the club.
yeah, we might want to play a little bit of that maybe tonight.
we gotta jump in like together, like
Yeah.
all of us, and play
So,
because that'll be
Brad,
more
you bought
successful.
it after
Yes.
we, made
That's
fun
the
of you.
reason I got it. That's the reason I got it
So
because
the
we could
official
all have it.
language is not that he bought it; is that he caved.
No.
Yes.
Made time to play it.
I basically what made me buy it was we all four of us have it. So if we wanted to
Yes.
stream a game that our listeners can
Yes.
watch and see how terrible each of us is, then
Yes.
there's the opportunity.
And they'll be able to see that quite well.
It
Yeah,
was a
especially if they
So,
watch you two knuckleheads play NHL.
oh god.
you know what? Champions.
A
That's
little
all I have
bitter.
to
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah. You have to
Yeah.
refer
So no,
us Nintendo
going
champions, okay?
The
Dude,
banner has been raised. It's
I,
over.
I can't even believe that shit happened.
If you're good to us, we'll give you a ticket to this ceremony when the
Oh,
banner
please.
gets raised.
Please.
so final game that I've been playing, of course, is Final Fantasy. Been playing it the last few days.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance to play it really when it came out, but picked it up this weekend and in love with it. Uh, I put down Skyrim to really get into it. And it's really addicting the way you pick up quests. The characters are pretty enjoyable. They changed the formula a lot from the previous Final Fantasies. But Tyler, I know you said you thought about buying it. I don't want you to be disappointed though because it does have a certain fan base. So
Yeah.
if you have any questions on it, you can ask me about it.
Yeah. Well,
But if you like Dragon Age, if you like even games like Skyrim, and if you can stand it has cheesy Japanese RPG undertones to it.
sure.
So if you can stand that stuff, if you played any Final Fantasy, have you played any Final Fantasy games in the
Not
past?
really. Not really.
So I really, honestly, I would recommend it for you. It's gotten great reviews, it's gotten great sales, but it's not an easy game to kind of pick up and
Mm,
just really fall in love with it. You might play it and play it for a few hours, but watch a few more videos of it and see if you like the
sure.
battle system, see if you like the characters, see if you like the story. If you like all that, then totally go and buy it. But it is a fantastic game. It's not a highly reviewed game because I really do think there was too much hype and anticipation for it. But
All right.
for those of us that have grown up playing Final Fantasy and grown up playing Japanese RPGs, it's totally a day one buy for me at least. Um,
Okay.
All right.
Cool. All right.
So let's move into discussion. In lieu of discussion this week, we're just gonna kind of recap last week where we made predictions for the Game Awards,
the Blizzard Awards.
and yes, the Blizzard Awards, and then normally the Nintendo Awards, but this year the Blizzard Awards, and then we're gonna talk about email from whoever the person who won the giveaway this week. So I would just like to recap the score from the Game Awards predictions. So coming in
Okay.
fourth with two predictions right out of, let's see, 12 is Mike. Mike, you got two correct out of 12. Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Yay, I didn't lose.
Um, Coming in next was Eugene with 5 correct. And Eugene, as I was going through, like up until the last few, you were in a commanding lead.
I liked Uncharted too much, and
Yep.
the Game Awards did not like Uncharted.
Yep. And tied for first.
Tied. Wow.
Yep. Were Graham and myself with 6 points. And Graham, that's because we hitched our wagon to Overwatch.
Yeah, and I never even played the game. I didn't even know Overwatch existed, and it just came out and then boom, it's there, and it was huge. So I gave it its due diligence.
And I have played it, and it is good. And I just know it's the type of game that the Game Awards loves. It
There
involves a
was
lot of
just
people.
some categories that I really didn't understand, like best game direction. I don't
Yeah.
understand how a game like Overwatch could beat Uncharted,
Yeah,
where it's a
See,
I
third
was
person
I
I
don't
was
game.
understand
surprised
that
on that
either,
one as
honestly.
well.
And 3 of the 4 of us voted for Battlefield in that context, and I still
Right.
stand by that vote
Yeah,
and say that when you talk about game direction, you take a game a different direction, and it's such a detailed world.
that's why I picked Battlefield. I'm pretty sure I picked
Yeah,
Battlefield.
I did too. So I stand by that. And Eugene, you picked Uncharted, and I can go with that too. Overwatch to me doesn't like scream new innovative world.
It's a great multiplayer game. It's
Mm-hmm.
a fantastic multiplayer game, but I mean, there's no single player story. That you can't really get into the characters. You don't know their backstory too much
No, you
to
don't.
see how they're tied into the world. It's just a bunch of random characters, and you're duking it out in arenas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So the game of the year we should talk about was Overwatch.
Mm,
really,
really.
Any
I was
yeah,
surprised not Overwatch. Dishonored 2 one. Which one was that game?
oh, Dishonored 2.
best action. I think it was best action game.
Yeah, it was best action
Yeah,
game.
Yeah,
Mike was actually the only
it's
one who got that right.
You're
I think
right.
Um,
it beat
I know what I'm
Uncharted.
talking about.
because you were that was one of the 2 fucking answers you got right.
Yeah, because the rest is
So
rigged.
okay,
it's rigged.
all
Yeah.
right, Donald. All
Easy.
right,
Hey, Donald won though, so
yeah, whatever. Well, Donald didn't win here. So yeah, Dishonored won that one for best action. The one I was surprised with actually is that Doom won what best shooter.
And best
Yeah.
music.
I can totally see that though. Doom is a fantastic first-person shooter,
Yeah,
and
it
you
is.
I
Bethesda
figured
just
Overwatch would have won that one just
But that
because.
Overwatch won Game of the Year and Doom win Best Shooter is a little to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, if Overwatch isn't the best shooter, I have a tough time finding an argument for it being the best game. So
Yeah, baby.
that's just me, but whatever.
can we
Let's.
if Kojima had a game that came out this year, he would have won
Oh,
everything.
he
So
will.
we can say that in 2019 or 2020, whenever Death Stranding comes
He,
out, because that was a that was a totally
yeah,
Kojima love fest.
the
Whenever,
trophies are already engraved for 2019,
yeah,
so it's
Kojima for
doesn't
everything.
matter.
Yeah, he should have
So
ran for president apparently.
apparently, but
I
anyway,
wish.
let's move on to fan mail.
Emails.
Email. We had a few emails coming this week for our first round of giveaways for the
Thank
month
you,
of
fans.
December. Yes, thank you, fans, for sending in emails. If you don't win this week, please send in next week as well. Um, we had to pick one, so
What's our email?
we're gonna go with Tristan from Iowa, and he sends in that he knows he gets an Xbox $50 card every Christmas. So he knows he's getting one this year too, and he has to choose. He's choosing between Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 as a shooter. So what would we recommend for him to buy on a budget? Obviously, he's able to afford one of the 2 games. What would we recommend for him to buy?
A job. A
I would say
Battlefield 1.
I would say Titanfall.
Okay. Any reason?
I mean, it sounds like he's on a if he's on that much, $50 gift card. That's fantastic. You're going to get that free DLC, so you'll be able to take it and play for the next year. I mean,
Yep.
with Battlefield, there's going to be expansions, and usually their expansions run I think $25 to $30 whenever they come out. They're huge expansions, but
Yeah, but then
with
you're better off getting the season pass, which is a bit more
Yes.
expensive. But
It's
overall,
$50,
you
but yeah.
So with the $50, the $50, and I'm sure they're going to have some kind of Christmas sale.
Oh,
And I can almost bet that Titanfall is going to be on there, and you might be able to get Titanfall and then pick up another $15 indie game or something
yep,
along with that. So I would definitely pick Titanfall
yep,
just for the single player campaign. And like, don't get me wrong, Battlefield has a great single player campaign. Uh, I'm not a big fan of the online though. It does have that dedicated fan base, but um, I just it's a difficult game. I
it
mean, to be
is.
honest,
It is.
it's for a casual gamer. That just goes. Tristan, if you're a casual gamer, I would say Titanfall. If you're a more hardcore shooter, Call of Duty, Battlefield will definitely be your pick for that.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
Graham, how about you?
well, if I had to quickly pick, I'm gonna go with Titanfall 2, just for the reason Eugene said that you get all that DLC free.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're definitely getting the better value. But overall, I think Battlefield is a better game. But you will want to buy all the DLCs, which that's going to cost you a lot more money. So I would say Titanfall 2
Yep.
is your best bet.
Mike, your thoughts?
Battlefield 1 is going to be far more robust with far more options, and the season pass will always go on sale. So I'm not really worried about getting the free DLC. Besides, there's going to be a free DLC in December for Battlefield 1.
Yep. All right, good call. Tristan, here's the good news, my friend. No matter what, you're going to get an extra $10 Xbox card from us, so that's going to bridge that gap between the $50 and the $60 cost of the game.
Yay, Tristan!
So you're going to come out a winner there. So we'll take care of that for you. We'll be emailing you in the next couple days. I will be to get that info and get the code off to you. For me, um, man, it's a tough call. It's I agree. I mean, if you're into the more hardcore shooter, Battlefield One's the way to go. They do have the free update coming. There's something to be said for that. There's also a lot to be said for the fact that Titanfall 2 is fun as hell, and that all of the DLC is going to be free. So if I had to pick one of the two, just ever so slightly, I'd go to Titanfall 2.
Mike, you lose.
I don't give a
Um,
shit.
ever
Bite
so
my ass.
ever so slightly, I go to Titanfall 2. But here's my advice, my friend. As soon as you're able to afford, and I know it's not easy for everybody, but as soon as you're able to afford that second game, pick up Battlefield 1, pick up the season pass, so that you've got plenty of content to play for the next couple years. I think Titanfall 2 is going to be a great title to carry you through the next 12 months, whereas Battlefield 1, if you can afford the season pass as well, is going to be a great title to carry you through the next 2 or 3 years. So those are my thoughts on that. But thank you so much for the email. If you sent one in this week, and I know some of you did that didn't get selected, please continue to send in as we continue to give away prizes through the month of December for the holiday season.
Or don't, and I'll just keep them all. Thank you.
Sure. Let's wrap this thing up. It's been a long show, gentlemen.
I know,
But
because Eugene
Lots to
never
talk
shuts
about.
up.
yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about. It's
A
been
lot,
good.
lot of good shit this last
Yeah,
week.
it's been a
Yeah.
lot of good stuff. So let's wrap this thing up. So with that, with our giveaway, that's going to do it for episode number 26 of the Third Son Gaming Podcast. We'll be back next week, and we'll be back on a pretty normal schedule. The only reason we weren't this week was because of the Game Wars. We wanted to wait, let that happen, and be able to react to it
Talk about our Facebook
before.
page.
Yes, actually, you know what? You didn't talk about our Facebook page.
So we
You
have a
created.
Facebook page now,
There
guys.
you go.
So we have a page and a group. So please join our Third Son Gaming podcast group. Just search for Third Son Gaming on Facebook and join our group, and you'll be able to. We'll be putting up. I'll be putting up at least a bunch of gaming news as it goes on throughout the week. Any kind of gaming deals that's going on, and then also, it'll open it up for discussion. So we're probably going to actually pick our winner next week from our Facebook group. So ask a question, open up discussion for our next week's show. you can also meet us in person. See us who we are in person, because we are
Yeah,
people.
you get to see our ugly mugs.
Yeah, exactly. So that might actually deter some listeners, but
No, they'll be like, that Mike guy does look like a dick.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can contest. He does look like a dick, just exactly the way he sounds. So
Uh-huh.
Not as much as Pierre Maguire, but pretty close.
Very
yeah,
close.
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
So
McGilroy.
yeah,
Rory
join our group,
McGilroy.
join our group. Ask a few questions. Open up discussion. That's what Facebook groups are all about. So we hope to see a few of you guys online there. I know me and Graham are on there right now. I'm trying to get Tyler on board.
Yeah, I'll be on board here in the next couple days, so I'll be in there, and then Mike will be in as well. So,
You'll put your NHL 17 hockey news up there.
yep.
Put
Yeah,
your
knowing.
champions trophy.
Well, there will be no bigger news than there was this week.
No.
So,
Oh, Jesus.
it's all downhill from here. So,
It's like winning
Anyway.
winning a medal in the Special Olympics for these two.
anyway,
Don't die on us, Tyler.
Are you okay?
I'm not, but good lord.
Mike, give him mouth to mouth.
See, you can't even laugh right. How the hell did they
I
win?
can, but good god. I mean, the only time we win anything was when you're not fucking around. So it's funny that you have the most to say when we do.
To our Special Olympics listeners that are listening, we're sorry.
All right.
And I
When,
think
he,
we're
when
out.
he's done, when he's done over there, he'll take us out, or I'll take us out.
All right. That, my friends, is going to do it for episode number 26.
I'll take us out.
No, I got it.
No,
That,
Paul Coffee.
so to enter in next week for our drawing for a prize for the month of December, please hit us up on our Facebook page, on our Xbox group, or send us email at mail@thirdsongaming.com. Until next week with episode number 27. I am one half of the NHL 17
Team retard.
champions for the month, along with Graham. I'm Tyler. Thank you so much. For Mike, Graham, and Eugene, thank you so much for joining us for episode number 26. We'll be back with episode number 27 next week. We'll be back on our normal schedule, by the way, everybody. Back recording on most likely Thursdays and publishing on Fridays. So look for us then.
Oh yeah.
Till then, everybody, have a great week. Stay safe and play some good games.
Happy
Goodbye.
Gaming, folks.